Still have music playing? I do. Let's get rid of that music. And pause it there. And oh, what button do I need to push? I gotta do the things.
I
I
tell
do
you.
the things and the stuff. There we go. I think I got it. Did I get it?
I tell you, I can't take you anywhere.
No, I break everything every single time.
Every time. Every
Oh my
time.
goodness. Thea Stardust asked if we serve food. Well, it turns out we're not actually in the tavern this week.
Sorry.
We're in the bindery. There's some portals which we could jump through. So if you go through, I think if you go through the red portal, it might take you closer to where there's a kitchen, and then they would have food if you have gold.
Debatable.
Did you bring gold?
I don't carry a lot with me, but enough.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that I grabbed the. Oh. I pushed all the wrong buttons. Oh man.
Are super professional.
I don't even know why that was a thing.
Only the highest quality here.
Best quality here. Anyways, I was gonna say, I have a book on my bookshelf which I hide extra coin in. I'm pretty sure I got it. So I have it here. Let's open up, and we're just gonna double check. I think this is the coin one. So we're just gonna open this up and oh. And you know what? I'm just gonna close that. Okay, clearly I brought the wrong book.
That is not the proper book. You definitely brought the wrong one. Although that one is fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's very powerful too. Oh my goodness. That. Okay, you know what? Let's just tuck this book under the table here, and we'll put it over there for now.
Take that out later.
Later on, we'll chuck it through a portal, maybe. Throw it behind me.
No,
the portal it goes.
We have to go.
Not too late.
Okay.
Do we? Hi, everybody.
Hi. How's it going?
Oh man, cool, kid. How are you?
I'm good. I mean,
good.
What a great view we have here.
Yeah, we got portals and books. Some of them are floating. I want to figure out how they're floating so that I can also make books. Imagine the solution that you would have for storage if you could make things float. Can't be dirty if it's not on the ground.
That's true. It's easier to clean under as well.
Exactly. Imagine like your couch just floating up off the ground, and then you could just vacuum underneath it all the time. A little bit. Not like really high. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about. That I don't know.
No?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, anywho, back to the important things. Where are we today, Bacon?
We're in Necrum. We made it.
We made it. We're here.
More to come on that later. But, yeah, we made it. So far, we're in the bindery. Good old abandoned bookshop. I mean, a little creepy, but that's okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, the host of the bindery was very nice to let us borrow it for, you know, a couple hours. Mainly because we're doing things.
Threads of fate and all that, you know.
Yeah. Fate needs you, Proxy.
You didn't make any under-the-table deals with a thing with large tentacles and lots of eyes, did you?
Well, usually things with tentacles and lots of eyes, I run away from. So...
Fair.
Yes, I did.
Then we're probably all right.
Perfect. Love it. Congratulations and welcome to the Necrum family, our console friends, who on the 20th of last month, June, finally got their feet into the Telvanni Peninsula and were able to begin their fate journey.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
So, I was going to say, so you have had a chance already to dive your feet in a little bit on PC, but I know you were kind of holding back on a few things because you didn't want to do everything all at once. So what have you done so far on PlayStation in Necrum?
Write a lore lesson.
What about all those really high roofs you were finding?
Just kidding. No, I've done more than that. Well, actually, due to my sweet, sweet other lore seeker, Gwen the Bard, I have all of the way shrines because she has the dwarven double mount, and there was a night that we were supposed to group up and do like an overland event and run through with all the console lore seekers on PlayStation. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to come on until like a late night group. So we started a late night group, and then I promptly had kid aggro. And um, I was on the back of her double mount. And when I came back, I had all of the way shrines.
You know what? That is actually
So,
really impressive that she didn't like fall in water or anything to knock you off.
yeah, like I'm not joking. She was pro. She ran me all through Apocrypha and all through Necrom, which granted it was technically our second time because we both had done it on PC as well with you and Matt and some other lore seekers. But yeah, like a pro, she managed to run me through the entire zone and get me all the way shrines. Um, Other than that, the only thing that I have actually completed from the chapter is I did the very first quest. Um,
Okay, good.
and yeah, and that was it. And it was mostly just because of A, timing, and B, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to potentially misrepresent anything with the idea that I had for the lore lesson. So
That's fair.
I needed to like check and make sure because I've absolutely had it before where I've written something and then quested and been like, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Doesn't quite work.
um
That's fair.
yeah, so did that. I have not made an Arcanist yet on console. I have
You need to
my
get on that.
I know. It's on my to-do list, honestly. Um, I do have an Arcanist on PC, which I can't remember. Last show we kind of talked about that, right? Did we? No, it came out after. Your show was
No,
the day
we were.
before, 2 days
Nope,
before.
it was
Oh
because
my
we had
God.
just wrapped up Mid-Year Mayhem.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And guess what? We're in Mid-Year Mayhem again, but we'll get to that in a
It's
bit.
funny how that worked.
Weird.
I
This is
think
like
I
deja
think
vu.
Hermaeus Mora. I think Hermaeus Mora has something to do with that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of deja vu happening. But yeah, I've made an Arcanist. You've made an Arcanist as well, right?
I have a max level Arcanist now. I'm very proud of it.
What's that like? I have not made an Arcanist max level yet.
Expensive. It's very expensive. I have consumed most of my transmute crystals. I have golded out a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it is just never ending. Building and crafting and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, my Arcanist is still, I think, like just shy of level 30, maybe. I have not had a lot of time to sit and actually like do stuff with her, so I'm hoping that I get more time to do that soon. But I really love this class, like a lot.
It's fun.
I'm
It
not
is so much fun.
I'm not an altaholic, as I lovingly call them. I don't have a whole lot of characters, but like this it this class makes me want to log in, and even though I log in and do my stuff on my main, I want to log in and play this character and do some of the same things over again. Like, which is a weird feeling for me because I'm like I said, I already experienced that being split between two platforms, but now having it be split between two platforms and then also with an additional character is a little weird for me. Like I said, I need 32 hours a day and 8 days a week in order to make everything work, but that's okay.
Do you want to take your Necrom book beam and go and fight more like Ballbag?
Mm, that I don't know about. I've done that quest line a couple times now.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe could be fun. I mean, it's a way to get
Can you
skill
imagine just walking in and be like, "Hey, so I know you've been killed like 60 million times by thousands of other heroes,
but
but
just
have you met an Arcanist? Look at my book."
amazing.
So
Yeah, I want to take my Arcanist into PvP. I have a crazy idea. I'm sure someone has done a build on it. I just haven't looked it up yet. Someone that's much smarter than me and much more proficient than me at figuring these things out. But I want to know what either a one bar bow arcanist would look like, or a bobo stam arcanist in PvP.
Bobonist? A bobonist?
A bobonist?
A bobonist. We're gonna call it a bobonist.
No, 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 no. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think that could be a really fun build. Like a lot of evasion as well as range stuff. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Minwee Pro's comment in chat right now. Just called it a barkinist.
That's when they're in the tavern after everything.
Oh
They're
man.
a barkinist.
Barkinist. I thought of a dog barking. Beams.
Yeah.
Barking beams. Just beams
Yeah.
coming out of its bark.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man. Well done, Matt.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. You got him.
Yeah, you did. You did get me.
I'm really, really enjoying the class, like a lot. So I kind of look forward to seeing where everything goes. But yeah, that was a long answer for no, I haven't really quested a whole lot. Yes, I've been messing with my Arcanist. I also did what you said, which I never really actually explained. You were right. I spent a lot of time in Necrom jumping up onto things where other people can't get.
You're looking for privacy.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to kind of like light RP while I'm writing because I think it would be fun. So I ran through Necrom and I looked up and I was like, oh, there's a ledge up there. And look, there's a staircase above it. I bet I can get to that. So I like ran over and jumped off of it and like kind of went down on a level and I sat down and did the sit scholar emote and I just kind of sat there for a while I sat and write and just like listened to the ambience and, you know, the sounds of Necrom. And then I like looked across and I was like, I wonder if I can get over there. So I like stood up and tried to like walk around and couldn't get to that spot. But then I was like, wait a minute. I bet if I jump from this particular spot, I can make it. And
here we go. Arcanist parkour.
Yeah, it took me a couple times, but I 100% made it. And then I got to stand on the domed roof of the buildings in Necrom. And people were like walking by and I would see characters run by and then they would like stop and turn around and like, you could see that the person was clearly like, huh? Because they would like shoot a fireball up at me or like, you know, shoot an arrow at me.
You know that they know you're there because yeah, they're casting at you.
Yeah, they're like casting at me and I'm like waving or, you know, like doing different emotes while I'm up there. And then I would see them like disappear for a few minutes. And then the next thing I would see is like across from me on the wall where I came from, they would like be running and like trying to like leap off to like be able to get to where I was. And with no luck. So the entire time that I was up there, not another soul figured out how I got to where I got. And now I think it's kind of fun and I kind of want to like pose it as a challenge in the Discord.
Okay. I like it.
I think it would be kind of fun if I could get back up there again and be like, hey, first person that gets to me gets, I don't know, such and such.
50K.
So maybe there'll be a fun little event for that at some point. But yeah,
I like that idea.
It was quite fun, and just the ambience of the game is so good. So good.
Like, it is. Necrom's ambience is... I actually wandered through, like, I RP walked with no HUD the very first day that I jumped. I think I actually told you about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I just turned all the ambience volume up. I turned everything... Like, I actually turned my footsteps down so I didn't have to hear the tick, 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 tick. And I just walked from one side of Necrom all the way through the crafting area, around... did the circle, listening to all the chatter and everything that was happening. I stood by the docks for a while there too, and the ambience in the city of Necrom is just fantastic. Well done to Zoss on that one.
And like the thing that impressed me as well about this chapter is, you know, I've noticed it in some other ones, but I really feel like this one took it to the next level. The storytelling of the things that are happening that aren't part of the main story. So like, when you go through the crafting area, there is a man who has kneeled down and he's painting on the urns. Like he's repairing or painting the urns. And I was like, what's that dude's story? Like, how did he get that job? Like, I want to know that. And if you run around and you just like walk up to a lot of the NPCs who are standing in front of tombs or shrines or urns, it won't show you that you can interact with them, at least not on the console UI, until you kind of get like right on top of them, and then you can talk to them and they'll give you like little one-liners or like dialogue about other people that they've interacted with in the city, and just really cool little one-off things like that. And then yeah, Draylon just brought it up as well. I went down to the docks yesterday when I was writing. And sorry if
Yeah,
this
you
is a
did.
spoiler for anyone. If it is, skip ahead about 30 seconds. I was standing down on the docks and I'm like looking out, like, and I'm about to take a screenshot because it was just so pretty. And all of a sudden, here come the Silt Striders. And it's like a full caravan. It's 3 Silt Striders walking behind each other through the water. And it's clearly a caravan that's together because you have the first one that has like the little thing on it that you can tell someone would sit in. And then the next one has a bunch of packs on it. And then the last one also has a bunch of packs on it, but they're different shaped. And it was just, I literally stopped everything that I was doing and just sat and watched. And then I started taking video because it was so good. And I panned with my camera and I just watched them like walk all the way across. And like my brain just imploded. It was so good. It's like the ships and stuff that they had in High Isle, but it feels different because they're not like they're creatures. You know what I'm saying? They're and it's something that's so Morrowind dynamic. Like it's just something that you hear and see as part of that area. So it was really, really cool to have that be stumbled across like accidentally. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it was really neat.
On that note, because we mentioned a couple times, for those of you guys that are joining us from the podcast side, we are currently at this point in time streaming the episode live on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Loreseekers ESO. If you would like to come and hang out and join us for the live session and watch all the shenanigans, there's always some goof ups and hiccups, which you might not always catch on the podcast side of things. Like Peanut flipping the screen on and off a couple times because he can't figure out which button to press.
Us never.
You can also find out when we go live by jumping onto our Twitter, which we'll give you as well at the end of the show, but it is Loreseekers ESO on Twitter. So
yeah. The Necrum, because I mean I know that's pretty notable. What have you been up to in game? Anything fun?
So surprise. Actually, not surprise. People will be surprised to know that I have been questing in Necrum. I'm about halfway through the Necrum storyline. I know, not completed yet. I haven't touched it in like a week, but I know Peanut is growing up. He's learning that he has to do quests in order to do things.
Yeah, but like, how much are you retaining? If I'm being honest.
Bits and pieces, honestly. There's little bits here, little bits there. I'm gonna have to probably go back through on my main player, what's my main Enzravi, my Nightblade. That's
you don't even know anymore. You've been.
I don't know my name. I don't know my name.
You don't even know who your main is anymore.
But I'm picking up like little bits and pieces. From what I can remember. Again, it's been like a week since I've been in the story side of things, but I've been enjoying it. It's actually been quite an interesting story to just kind of play along with and see how things kind of go. Like, so I'm enjoying it. Like I said earlier, my Arcanist is now level 50, which has made it much more enjoyable to play through the story and play content and get my hands actually on the Arcanist and tweak and adjust it. I found a build for Deltius, which worked really well. So, yeah, no, it's just been puttering around. Mid-Year Mayhem, I spent the better half of the day yesterday, doing daily quests in the Vardenfell. No.
Vardenfell?
Velast?
Velast?
Velastris in Cyrodiil.
Necrovavum?
Necrovavum?
That was my outtake from the beginning of the show that no one will ever see.
That's an inside joke. Maybe. I was in Cyrodiil. I was doing daily quests in Velastris, Chorrol, and some just side quests. Like there's a winery up north and whatnot that I was doing. And I ran into some very fun tidbits of information, which I'll go over a little later. But it was fun to just wander around on my PvE character and just do questing while the map was yellow. I could move around the map really easily, which was good. So,
Right.
Yeah. The only other thing I really did was I got my vet clear of Scrivener's Hall.
Congrats. That's awesome.
I was stoked. I was really stoked. So I now have a veteran clear, which is freaking great.
Did you get anything for
And-
that? Is it just a title? I'm having a brain fart.
Well, I think you get the title for doing the hard mode, but you do get your monster helm for doing the veteran clear. And then you
Okay.
got a double drop at the end of the boss as well for armor. So yeah, that was Max and Batman and Riplink, I think, and myself were all doing that. But,
Huh.
yeah.
We did Balsunner.
Sorry, I missed the first part of that. Can you say that
Oh.
again?
I said I finally did Balsunner.
Ooh. How'd you like
Yeah.
it?
I liked it. So you were with me the first time that I ran through, and we just kind of like plowed through because it was a random normal, and I didn't want to do it without
Mhm.
having time to like absorb the story. So I
Yep,
finally
I
got to
remember.
do it with the PlayStation Loreseekers, and we did a lore run. And that storyline in there is really intriguing to me. I want to know more.
I want to know all the things.
I want to know all the things. No, I'm really liking where they're taking some of these storylines and some of the way that they're looking into the lore and like how they're coming back and utilizing the Sijiks and the Telvanni and kind of this weird time construct, if you will.
Hmm.
Fights in there were really fun. Like some of the mechanics, I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. um, but it was
Why am I
really
having potions thrown at me?
I'm like, ah! I mean that, and then the last mechanic where it's just the cones of ick. And again, I won't say much because I don't want to spoil it for people, but yeah, the last Periite mechanic, as I'll lovingly call it,
Oh.
uh, is a lot when everyone in your group gets, especially your healer. Because we kept getting wedged
Yep.
in corners between stuff, and
Hmm.
and then Gwen would get it, and then it was like, what do I do? I shouldn't look at people. So she would just like throw down AOE heals and like turn around and face the wall, which is what most
When
of
in
us were
doubt,
doing.
throw an AoE heal down.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, um, the third puzzle, Draylin says that third puzzle has always been solved by just clicking randomly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the
Just click
timey
it randomly.
wimey.
Just if you keep clicking, it'll work.
The timey wimey, just click, 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 and you'll make it out eventually, right? It's okay. Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun to finally do that too. Yeah,
Hmm.
cool, cool.
That's awesome. Well done.
Yeah, you too. I mean, it was no vet Scrivener's Hall, but maybe one day.
Tested Weevil in chat just says, Peanut, you have a very Bob Ross vibe going on today, sir. We're gonna paint a little tree over here in the corner. It's just
No,
you
it's
know
a
what?
little book. You're gonna paint a little
Is
book over here
a
in the
little
corner.
book, and you know what? We made a little bit of a mistake there on the thing, but you know what? There are no mistakes. It's just a happy book. We just turned that book into a happy book. It's a happy book. So thank you, Tested. Good to see you again. So
Goodness.
you broke your game?
I mean that too, just the one time.
Is that the time that I was at work, like super busy, and you were having like an absolute meltdown about how your game wouldn't start?
Yep, that was it. My one time. So, I've been doing a lot of shifts that don't have downtime. And the day that happened to be the one shift that I had where there was actual downtime. And I was like, awesome. I can't wait to play. I'm going to get to play Necrom. I'm going to do some stuff. And then I promptly went to log in and it said, there's an update, like a quick one for the launcher. It updated the launcher and promptly broke everything. It broke my whole live file.
Literally all of it.
Literally the entire live file. So you taught me
Mhm.
things that I didn't know how to do via your memory, which was very, very impressive. Um, yeah, you told me which files to move around and what things to look for, and we managed to get it mostly working
Yeah,
in the afternoon, at least enough that I could get logged in and do a few things, and then we managed to fix it that evening. So, wow.
we did. Yeah. I
Yeah.
would just like to say, if you're ever having a problem with your game and it's not working, the very first thing you should do is copy your live folder in your ESO directory and save it on your desktop, and then delete the original out of there, so that way you have the original one saved. That can solve a lot of problems and really help with the troubleshooting side. DOA Batman actually taught me that. Uh, so, but yeah, what did it end up being? It was an add-on that wasn't updating because you weren't home. You weren't on Wi-Fi,
Well, no,
or
there
you
was
weren't on
some.
your Wi-Fi.
No, there was something. I still don't know what was broken in that file. I never found it. I don't know which one of the files was
You just
corrupt.
came home and did an update, and it worked.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
something. There was something in the updater and one of the live files. It was with add-ons, but I don't know which
Yeah.
one went corrupt. And yeah, it
I think
fixed
we
it.
chalked it up to your work Wi-Fi didn't like the fact that you were trying to download add-ons, so it was just like, no, we're gonna block that, and it just borked everything.
Mm, exactly. Yep. I don't know. It was crazy. He's crazy. But
This
it's
was
fixed now.
crazy. It's
It's
fixed.
fixed
It
now.
works, and you can now play Necro,
That's right.
which is
I can.
fantastic.
Hooray.
What do you think we jump into some news?
Do it.
But you know what? I think I can actually. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I have some news articles, but this one. Ah, there it is. Alrighty, let's. Oh my god, I'm adding emoticons to our. Okay, never mind.
Doing to our notes.
All of our notes, just delete them all. We're just free. We're free running this one.
Bring you out of the tavern and you
Man.
get wild.
Pretty much, yeah. As mentioned, Necrom is now live on every platform. I was wondering where the huzzah word was earlier too, by the way. I was like glancing over our notes and I saw it, and then I could not find the word huzzah for the life of me. And now I see where it is just right now. So Necrom is now live on every platform. Huzzah! Console launch seemed pretty clean. Honestly, as far as I've heard, there were no major issues.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I've heard.
all the notes are just emojis.
That's gonna be my challenge to you the next time. I'm gonna do only the titles of the notes in emojis, and then
Oh
just
my
the link,
goodness.
and then just the link underneath, so it's like a guess which link you're getting. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Pick your
no,
own adventure.
pick your own adventure. No, honestly, I think that the console launch went pretty well. It was a lot faster, just like the PC one. Remember how fast PC was up? It was the same
on and
same with
off. We
console.
were all talking about how it would take like we wouldn't be getting into Necrom until like 6 o'clock that night Pacific.
Yeah.
So
I think,
sorry,
and
Sauce.
if Moki's in chat or anybody that's console that remembers otherwise, go ahead and correct me. But if I remember correctly, I think the server went down at 10 p.m. Eastern, and by 8 a.m. Eastern, you could log in.
That's
Like,
fantastic.
What
a turnaround.
It was a very good turnaround for console, especially because normally PlayStation gets borked, to be honest, in some way, and then we end up with something that's borked for a while because they have all the stuff with Sony and back and forth. It takes them a while to get patches pushed. So it's been, knock on wood, pretty good as far as I can tell. So yeah, it was easy. 10 out of 10
Perfect.
would do again.
10 out of 10 would do again with next big update, right?
Yep.
Good.
We'll take.
Fantastic. No, good, yeah. So again, welcome to all of our console friends to the Telvanni Peninsula. We're glad you're here. And we're glad that you were able to jump in as quickly as you were, which is fantastic. We just finished a Crown Crate season. And a new one is upon us, and they did it again.
Peanut.
They did it again.
How many crown crates have you bought?
I only bought one 5,000 crown pack.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of me too, honestly. I need to pull this window up so that I can actually read it. So our new crates are Restore the Glory of Umarel with the new Unfeathered Crown Crates. They are available in the Crown Store now. There are 4 different types that you can buy. They did it again, chat. They did it again. You now can buy 25 Crown Crates and a collectible for 8,000 crowns.
Chat broke me. He said you only bought 5,000, and Matt said per day.
No, I didn't buy 5,000 crowns worth.
That's a good question.
I don't know how he's I don't know how he's connected to Necrum, but the question was, Umarel, how is he connected to Necrum? I don't know, but he's connected to Crown Crates and taking my money and making me frustrated.
It's because it's White Strakes. This is our second White Strakes. It lined up, this crate drop lined up with White Strakes, and Umaril the Unfeathered, isn't that who...
Because of the redacted.
Isn't that who Pelinal defeated? Right? Is my lore wrong? Help me, Moth Priests. Is my lore wrong? I think that might be why. But it is kind of odd timing. Sorry, carry on. Lore break.
You're good. No, you're fine. Small little lore break there. So we have a bunch of actually really cool new effects. They're really driving home the passive effects that you're getting. So they have a new Dial Stars thing, which is Cold Harbor related. It's called the Legionnaires Recall Customized Action. Basically, you get like a Daedric portal symbol thing on the ground, and you start dialing up stuff and summoning stuff, and then you teleport to your nearest way shrine or home or buddy. It's kind of cool looking, honestly.
Someone scared the poo out of me with that the other day in zone. I was like standing in the middle of the city, and it's quite loud.
Ooh.
And they dropped it next to me, and I was like, "What's happening?"
You thought you were getting the little Daedric Cold Harbor portal thing going, didn't you?
Like, ah! And then I turned and I looked and I was like, "Oh, someone bought one of those. They bought the new summon, like, or the new, the new teleport." And I was like, "Ooh, that's really fun." Like, I stood and watched them. I was like, "Yeah, it was a good time."
No, it's really cool looking. I definitely took a peek at it. It was nice.
Yeah.
There's also the Cold Harbor Corruption Eyes face marking. So basically, you get these cool little like. You're gonna look. Your eyes will look like who are the guys in Cold Harbor? My brain is not. Anyways, their eyes, they're shattered. They're Cold Harbor blue. They're really cool.
Here, I'm gonna pass it to you through the screen.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. We've also got the Umarel's Radiance Elk mount and the Constellation Projection Apparatus Furnishing. Wow, that was a mouthful.
That thing is rad.
Cool.
It is so cool.
I might have to make an observatory in one of the small little houses somewhere and put that in there.
Like, imagine that in an inn room. It would be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
No, absolutely. Really cool display to put in your home. And that is available for Crown Gems or through the Crown Crates. If your RNG is great. We've also got the Legion Zero Saber Cat, Auroran Polychrome Wolf mount, and the Asmothra mount, which is
like
1, 4, and 15 crate bundles, in addition to the unique 25 crate offering that is available as a one-time purchase. So if you buy any of those bundles of crates, you have a chance at getting one of those mounts.
Good job saying that last one, because
Thank you.
I was like this.
I pride myself on pronunciations. There's some cool armor packs as well, and a bunch of other typical stuff that you're going to find in Crown Crates.
Indeed.
The Digital Imperial Edition if you do not have the Imperial and you want the Imperial class, it is on sale right now for 1,680 crowns. There's 3 days left. Go buy it now. Get an Imperial. Go now. Yeah, that was my angry thing. There is the vampire skill line. So I'm just checking. I'm checking if this is the level one or if this is actually the vampire bite. Because I'm on the same page as that. Instantly advances the vampire skill line to a maximum rank and awards the Curse of Vampirism if you're not already afflicted.
Where are you?
Yeah, so this.
I don't even know where you're looking right now.
It's on the side window of the Crown Gem store. Scroll down a little bit right there. Vampire skill line. Yeah.
I just had to read further down on the scroll.
It is the skill line, but don't feel like you ever need to buy a werewolf or a vampire bite. If you are in a guild, specifically if you are in the Loreseekers or one of our many friendly affiliated guilds, most people will gladly offer up a werewolf or a vampire bite for free because it is a passive effect that you get every like 24 or 48 hours of playtime or something like that. You get it available to bite. Yeah, seriously, like don't spend crowns on things you can earn in game. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. But if you want to, it's on sale right now.
Don't spend your money. Let your friends bite you. But not in a weird way.
Steveale Spire is also available for purchase, 14,000 crowns. If you want an abode under the sea, this is a really cool house. You should definitely go check it out. Absolutely worth it in every sense. 14,000 crowns. Moki Rescue Kitty, I bite free.
That's right. There it is. There's your PlayStation bite right there.
Right there. Moki is offering to bite all the PlayStation members and give them vampirism or werewolfism.
Werewolfism?
Chat, I broke bacon.
Carry on.
Oh my goodness. This month is filled with rewards. There are so many daily login rewards. If you haven't been logging in every single day, first off, there's 36,000 gold up for grabs. You're only a day behind, so you're 6,000 gold behind. But I digress. We have so much free stuff all month long, from riding lessons, gold. There is alliance points. There is one 150% XP scroll. There is also the mid-month giveaway is 2 Flame Atronach crates on day 21. And a bunch more free goodies. So definitely just log in. All you need is like literally 5 minutes. Log in, click claim, and then log out. I do it all the time.
Fancy.
Yeah, right? Isn't it fancy?
No, it is. I am digging, and I don't know if we're like going back this direction or if this is just like we're giving you a little taste. It's been a while since they've been putting crown crates in the login rewards, and they're slowly doing it again.
I wouldn't mind seeing them throw in the daily login rewards.
I'm intrigued.
Random past crates, which aren't available or we haven't seen in a while. Give you that chance to possibly win other things.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I do too, Draylin. Remember when they gave us Murkmire?
Wait, they gave Murkmire away?
Yes.
In login rewards?
Yep. If you logged in, it was like day 28 or something like that. You got, actually, I don't even think it was that far. It was only a couple
Day 21 is usually the big one.
Yeah, it was Murkfire.
Rewards are...
Oh boy, reading this lesson later is going to be rough.
I am looking forward to it because you and I can't talk. We can't
What?
English. We can't anything. Minwi Pro just hit the nail on the head. Your rewards are like muddy puddles.
Your eyes are like muddy puddles.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Wow. Okay, moving right along. So yeah, log in every day. Get your daily login rewards. It's just 2 clicks of a button, and your password, and you'll have a free thing. And if you log in for the first 21 days in a row, you'll get a set of crown crates. And if you log in for the entire month, every single day, it's 36,000 gold, like 10,000 alliance points, and I think a couple hundred Telvar and some XP scrolls. So more stuff to fill your pockets and your backpack, which is already full. But it's
So, yeah.
free.
Yeah.
So
Just log in on your new Arcanist and get all of the things for your new Arcanist because
there you
that's
go.
what this is. It's Arcanist Fun Month.
Draylin, the Flame Astronaut Crown Crate is actually on day 21.
No, I
Thank you.
think Drillin was saying that Merkmeyer was on day 24.
Oh, okay. Pardon me. Sorry. Forgive me.
Just this one time.
Okay.
Just
Wonderful.
kidding.
Oh, okay. You're not going to forgive me? I see how it is.
No. I meant only being once.
And if you're as confused as the rest of us are, it's Mid-Year Mayhem.
It's July.
If it feels like we just did this, it is July Ham. If you feel like we just did this, we did just do this. But we're doing it again. So get ready to strike down your rivals and kill people in Cyrodiil and the Imperial City during the White Streaks Mayhem and reap the rewards every single time you complete a daily quest and a turn it in, whether that be a town quest, whether that be a PvP quest. You were going to get a daily reward box, and in those boxes, they introduced a new style. Yes, Aramithius, it's actually White Streaks Mayhem. This is actually Mid-Year Mayhem. Like, this is the middle of the year, it's Mid-Year Mayhem. This one makes sense. The other one was kind of like, scratch your head. There is a style page. I had to scroll down here. The Pelennor Boon Boxes. You get one of those, you get a gold one, and then you get gold ones for every single time you turn in. And then one of them every day could have a chance to get a gold style motif page for your account, which is awesome. Where is it? The Sanker Tor Sentry weapon pages and Tools of Domination style page may drop if you already own the Sanker Tor Sentry weapon style page. You will also get, because they are so in demand, the chance at getting an Alliance Breton Terrier pet bone. And if you don't know what those are, ask anybody who's been playing this game for more than a year or two, and we will tell you what they are. There is the chapter for the Akaviri armor motif as well. It's dropping in there. You get prismatic rune stones. You're going to get AP. You're going to get ingredients. You're going to get everything. Soul gems, Cyrodiil repair kits, weapons, all sorts of free stuff. Make sure that you are saving your rewards of the worthy as well, because if you open one every single day, you're going to get between 5 and 10 transmutation stones every day.
No, Telvar.
No, I'm going to get there. And then that's for turning in a quest in Cyrodiil. One every day gets you 2 tickets. And then when you go to the Imperial City and you turn in a quest, you're going to get 1 extra ticket as well. Not an extra ticket, but you're going to get your other ticket, so that'll be 3 total. And you're going to get a Siege of Cyrodiil's merit box, Siege Master's coffer, and inside that you'll get a Siege of Cyrodiil merit, and you'll get a Pocket of Telvar.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So, lots of free stuff. Lots of stuff. This is actually a very big giveaway event. There's so much free stuff. This, and then I would argue the New Life Festival are probably 2 of the most lucrative for getting items and things out of boxes.
True.
Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean, of course, all the stuff is available at the Impresario. for the Passion Muse personality and the Meadow Breeze memories.
You got it.
Yeah. That's it.
Fantastic. That's it. Those are free stuff. That is White Streaks Mayhem. If you didn't do it a month and a half ago, well, you can do it now. And the July Crown Store Showcase. Did I not just go over that? No, I didn't. I went over the Crown Crates.
Yes, you did those.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, you actually did me. You gave me footnotes.
Well, yeah, but some of those footnotes were stuff that was in previous as well, but also carried over to this. So I would still open it.
I'm gonna open the web page.
Yeah.
Crown Store Showcase, July 2023. It's a new month, so it's a new Crown Store.
Too many shinies this time. Too many.
It's a lot of shinies. My wallet is gonna hurt a little bit for this one.
Yeah. Same.
ESO Plus deals. So if you are running an ESO Plus membership right now, you get some cool discounts and free things. The very first thing is the gorgeous Arrival at Balfoyan painting, featuring a tower on a hill with some trees and some, looks like Dunmer and Guars walking all the way there. That's actually probably Sparky with his pet Guar. Walking up to the tower to go and put in a bid for a trader for our guild. That's what that is. That's that painting right there.
When your murder happens, I do not know anything about it.
I hear a knock on the door. That might be the courier.
Yeah, it's coming.
My eyes only.
It's got a hand on it.
It's got a red hand. What does the red hand mean?
Good luck.
There is also furnishing pack, the Aquatic Splendor. Regular 4,500 crowns. It's on for 3,600 crowns if you are an ESO Plus member. And the Ice Nixad. I actually might pick this up. It is a pet that you can have, and it's basically a Nixad, but it's shaped like icicles. And it is regular 300 crown gems or 5,000 in Seals of Endeavor. Or if you're an ESO Plus member, it's 240 crown gems or 4,000 Seals of Endeavor. So you can grab those. I like that they're also doing Endeavor token discounts for people that maybe aren't running or aren't buying crowns but are running ESO Plus. Like, that's where they're putting their money. I like that there are discounts for those people that have ample Endeavor tokens. We have the Sylvan Spriggan again. I think this is the second time around for this one here. It's been in there before.
Yeah, this one's a recurrence. You do.
So you could the polymorph. You can turn your character into a giant stomping tree.
Why not?
Why not? There are some hair markings. Actually, you know what? The hair markings on this one actually look pretty decent. They're very chill and casual. I like the hairstyle on the woman in the front there.
That it's called the casual rascal for a reason?
Yeah, right?
You said it was casual.
It's casual. It's chills. I like it. It's good looking. So that's a fun one. And then we have head markings. There is a crafting motif, which is the Blessed Inheritor.
Mm-hmm. This is the one that drops in Balsunner as well.
Oh.
So it drops from the last boss there.
The whole style page, or just a part of it?
It very rarely drops the complete book, but I think it also drops the individual ones.
I might have to start farming Balsunner. We have the Saisuke style as well. That's actually kind of it kind of looks like samurai-esque.
Is it Seshi?
Is it Seshi? Seshi?
I don't know.
Might be Seshi. You know what? It might be Seshi.
This is one of the ones that like Seishi. Okay. Close.
Seishi. All right. It is very samurai-esque. It's cool looking. So if you want to make your badass character in PvP look like a samurai, this is definitely one you want to go pick up. And those will be available in the Crown Store from July 20th to July 27th. So they're not quite there yet. You're going to have to wait. So that's the Seshi one. The Blessed Inheritor is available starting July 5th. And also will drop from the Matriarch Uladi Telvanni in Val Sunar and Stonefalls. So there you go. Like you said. Weapons. There is a Earthgore arms pack back again for another round.
Mm-hmm.
Skipping through, there's some Imperial elders clothing. If you're into that kind of stuff, looks like there's faction like royalty clothing lines from all the different factions.
I have to back up for just a second. The Sira Gentry's town gown, I need to look at this in person because to me, it looks like it looks like a sheet that's just been tied.
Like a Greek
it's like
sheet.
It's like a toga, but like.
As I say, is it toga party? We're all going to toga
Yeah,
parties.
toga party. I don't know. Yeah,
man.
I don't know. That's how it reads to me. It also just might be that the figure that it's on is very like tall and thin and like,
maybe.
I don't know.
It does look it does look like a toga party. Like it looks like if
like
she turns around on the side,
toga.
there's gonna be a knot at the back.
Yes,
of the shoulder.
in the back.
And it's just like
That's exactly
I tied a bed sheet around me.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying not to think that, but yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's too good.
Wait a minute. So
Wait.
you're obsessed with crown crates. But
Are you obsessed with togas?
No, I'm obsessed with the crown crates that are returning to the store. The Wild Hunt crates.
The Wild Hunt crates, which will be here from the end of July till the 3rd of August.
That'll
be a fantastic one.
I'm not sure what I actually have left to get out of them because I have a sickness, and every time they've come up, I've purchased them on PC and PlayStation.
Bosmer, so
yeah, and I have the Wild Hunt Wolf on both platforms because I was like, I have to have
the
this.
Gloamspore one?
No, the Wild Hunt one. The one that Gloamspore is a different crate. This is the one that looks like it grows out of the ground, made out of vines, and then when you stand, it has like grass and flowers and stuff that come out of its feet. When you're running, leaves like fly off behind you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's wild.
They did
literally.
The red one, the maple leaf one, and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember this one.
I'm crying inside because right now they have that blue one. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. They have that blue one in the store, and I want to buy it so that I can use the random mount, and that way and set it and the blue one so that way when I mount up, I don't know what color I'm gonna get.
Wow.
I think. I know, but I'm too poor, and I don't.
You better start farming those endeavors.
I don't have enough gems or endeavors, and it hurts my soul.
Yep, time to start doing all your daily quests all the time. Is that what we need to do, Bacon?
Yeah,
do you and I need to sit down and just do every day?
32 hours a day, days a week.
That's it. That's what it is.
That's all. That's what I need. Yeah.
If you are into apocryphal shifting items in things, then this is your furniture to grab. The apocryphal shifting sculptures. Watch mesmerized as the sculptors from Apocrypha shifts and morphs languidly. Perfect for those times when you just need to stare at something while organizing your thoughts. I found that funny.
I want to see this one in like live. I can't wait to see what it does. Because I feel like
July
I can't
13th to the
really
27th.
Tell.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't
That'll be a cool one.
Really tell.
You can't really tell?
Can't really tell from the picture.
Could you really tell though?
Maybe a little.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of murdering people, or if you are a Sparky Bagman and sending me letters, there is a statue just for you. It is the Sithis, the Dreadfather. Get his statue, slap it inside your house, and make everyone fear you. Not to mention, everyone will know that you worship the Dark Brotherhood, and that in and of itself usually poses some bad things. So,
indeed,
don't do that. That will be coming on the 13th of July as well until the 27th. These are short-term items too, so if you're going to want them, they are only going to be around for like a week. There's also the music box, Deep Root Dirge. So grab a box with frogs inside of it, and they will sing you a song.
What?
They're
Frogs?
frogs, aren't they?
There's no frogs
Aren't
in
there
that
frogs
one.
in this one?
No.
Oh,
There's
they're little like mini Spriggans.
Yeah, there's no frogs. It's a flower that opens and plays pretty music.
Oh, okay.
It's from the Galen Dungeons.
It's like a lava lamp. Yeah, Moki got
Yep.
it. It's like a lava lamp.
Sure.
This music box will also be around through the 24th to the 27th of July. And something I'm interested in is the music box of Enigmas of the Elder Way.
It's cool.
It looks really neat. So I'll probably be picking that up and sticking it in my Dunmary home. But it's basically a blue orb music box, and we'll figure out what it plays at that point.
Yeah, it's Sijic.
Okay, yeah. There is the statue of the Ancestor King Auriel. That actually looks really cool. I like how it glows.
It's frigging huge. Huge.
Looks massive in comparison to what's sitting there. Yeah, that looks humongous.
It's gigantic. It's got some cool effects, so check it out when it's in the store.
Will do, yeah. Houses. So again, if you like Sithis, the Earthwile Sanctuary is back. You can buy it for crowns, fully furnished, full of all the good stuff, and probably one of the most popular and favorited homes that you can buy in the game.
For storage.
Grand Sijic Villa solves all your over-obsessive storage needs in which you have way too many items and you just cram them all into one single room of your Solitude Breeze home. That's what I do. There's a new house guest coming. She is a Bosmer with a bow.
Oh, I think she's been there before.
Has she?
I'm not.
Irilthil? I've never seen this house guest.
Lady
But
Twilight?
I could very well. Lady Twilight?
You need to quest more.
I do need to quest more. Oh well.
She's fun.
Oh, the Relic Apprentice Marifar.
I think she's actually the new one. I think, yeah. She's a Sijic who does Daedric studies. Or that's what it looks like to me anyway.
Thing, yeah, on the little skull on the table there with the horns. Those will be available in the Crown Store. So the Irilithel will be available in the Crown Store from the 13th of July to the 20th. And Marifar will be available in the Crown Store from the 27th to the 3rd. And then coming back again, we have two returning assistants.
No, these are new.
I thought we already had these once before.
Nope. I don't think so.
Or did they tease them?
They teased them. And
that's where I remember them from.
Data mined them, but I think that yeah, I think these are the new ones.
So there you go. So we have two new assistants, the Hoarfrost and the Pyroclast. They are two what are they? Mini Atronox, right? Basically.
Old people in chat are saying yes. Yeah, they're
Sold.
So Hoarfrost is the trader, and I think Pyroclast is the banker. I think, maybe.
Chat, do you guys want to see what this looks like?
Yeah. Do it.
Hey, look, it's just you, because apparently I'm not there.
Hey! Shall I present? How do I... Oh, other way. I'm losing Vanna White points.
Yeah, you are. Where's the thing that lets me do the things? Can I... Oh, no. Oh, no. Interact. That's what I wanted to do.
Keep going.
Boom. There it is. So that is the first one. And then this is the second one. Pretty cool looking, actually. I like the detail
Let's see.
on this one. Well done, Bacon. Thank you very much for that absolutely glorious.
Glorious what? What just happened?
Look, I just saw this. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Look at this thing.
Yeah,
This
I
is like the
know.
flaming cinch lion.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the lore room so that I can be here and you can see my excitement. It is so cool. The flaming cinch lion is the Nightmare Pride, which I think that's awesome. It's a cinch tiger. Cinch tiger? Wouldn't that be a lion? The mane? Anyways. Burning paws, flames hissing from its face. Rumor says Mehrunes Dagon is responsible for this abomination.
I
It
can
is
see it.
beautiful.
But you know what's even
And
more beautiful? What's below it? The glory.
the hive thief Vardvark.
Oh
He is cute.
my
He's cute.
gosh.
Look at that little tongue.
Look at him.
Oh, how many people are buying the Vardvark? One's in chat if you're buying the Vardvark.
Me. Already. It's happening. Okay, so here's what else I love about this. And I was talking about it on SnugPod last night, and I don't know whether it's intentional or not. I'm pretty sure it's intentional. The spell right, Dome of Us. Dom is the one that's like obsessed with Bardvarks. Like Gwen sent him a Bardvark sticker back with Jess and Gina. So I feel like the fact that they named it Dome of Us is absolutely like for him, but I not confirmed, just speculation on my part. Because he's constantly posting on Twitter about Vardvarks and Guars. So I think it's perfect. Also, I want to know, like, when you hit action, like, what is it going to sound like? What noise is it going to make? Is it going to, like, stick out its tongue?
I think it's going to squeak.
Is it going to be like...
I think it's going to squeak.
And then, like, stick out its tongue, or what? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Indrik's bark. I mean, what's a Vardvark do? I don't know. Pretty fun.
So, it was just pointed out in chat here. We did skip over the information on this one, but the Hoarfrost is summoned from the 4th sinus of Takubar. I don't know if is that like an actual sinus, like your nasal cavity. That's one big flaming booger.
Flaming booger. Oh my.
It will convey your goods or the goods of your group mates to the cold flame pits of oblivion in exchange for mortal coins. So that's your merchant. And then the other one is hailing from the pocket realm of Infernus. And this is the banker. So kind of cool that they talk about like just the small little realms, because there's a pocket realm within Apocrypha, is there not? Or is Apocrypha the pocket realm? I recall us going over this and getting into this at some point in the past, talking about pocket realms.
Yeah. I don't know what you would technically... I would have to like...
Do some deep dive.
My brain is not... Yeah, it's not a pocket realm. Apocrypha is a main realm of it's a main Oblivion realm. But yeah, no, it's not. Yeah. I don't know. My brain hurts. Uh-oh. Did something...
I got it.
Oh, you
Draylin misspelled a word and the auto mod grabbed it.
You got
Draylin, careful.
Sorry, Draylin. I also posted links for the 4th sinus of Takubar and Infernus, which are technically considered pocket realms of Oblivion. So,
there we go.
Yeah.
Do we want to quickly like drive over it, or just carry on and let people do?
People can just read it. There's apparently like a dossier on it and some other things. It looks like most of that lore has come from like things that have been in the store, like the Frost Sedge Panther and Frost Mares and Flame Atronachs. So could be something that at some point gets expanded out, but
Fair
yeah.
enough. So this next one that we have to talk about is emotes. Did you want to play a game of Soul Gem Parchment Clippers in order for who's going to talk about it?
We can, I suppose. I don't even know how to play that. What?
Soul Gem beats Clippers. Clippers beats Parchment, and Parchment beats Soul Gem. Ready? Go. Soul Gem, Parchment, Clippers.
Okay, wait. This is really hard to do with a delay. Okay, wait.
Ready?
Are we doing it on 3? Or is it
On
like
3.
1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3. This is terrible. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to all the audio listeners. I'm so sorry.
Soul Gem Parchment Clippers, aka Rock, Paper, Scissors, is a new emote that is coming to the ground store on the 31st of July to the 3rd of August. They're going to give you a weekend to basically claim it.
Yeah.
So
that one's been there
I'm
before.
going to be buying that.
It comes up from time to time, yeah. But it's always a very short stint that it's in the store.
I love it. I'm buying one for sure. 110% I'll be buying that because I don't have it. There are some pets that are available here. There's a Firestalker cub pet that will go really well with your Nightmare Sench Tiger from Mehrunes Dagon's Realm. There is a Haj Moda hatchling. A couple new personalities. The Minstrel.
Mm-hmm.
Ready your instruments. It's time to show off your vast musical talents with stunning performances of the lute, flute, and drums.
Yeah, that one I think
personality will be available at the Crown Store on all platforms for a limited time from the 20th of July to the 27th. ESO Plus members will receive this as a discount.
I think that one was there one time before as well, but it was again, a short stint. I don't think it was in the store for long.
Here I was thinking that they were finally going to make it so that like 3 or 4 people could like line up beside one another and do music together.
Mm-mm. No.
So that is the Crown Store Showcase. If you are interested and want to learn more and take a look at all the cute, awesome, fun pets that are available there, you can head on over to theelderscrollsonline.com and head to the news and Crown Store tab, and you can see all the things and more. Some stuff that we didn't talk about. Check it out. It changes monthly, and there's lots of cool stuff in there. So if you want to take a closer look, check out the really cute Bardbark, which everybody's going to be buying, and the new assistants and house guests. It's all there for you to just sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
I think I covered everything. Yeah, everything that you had on here. New assistants, all there. So that is our showcase.
Oh, thanks for sticking with it.
We made it.
That was a long one, but I think it was because all the stuff was interesting. So like sometimes when not everything is interesting, you can kind of cut to the chase and like skip over things, but there was a lot of really good stuff this month.
There was stuff that I hadn't seen before. So like obviously there's quite a few things that you were like, we've had this before and it's cool that it's back. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that we had it. So sweet.
Those things were just short term, that's why.
Yeah, more than likely that's exactly why they were. So I think it's time for some lore. What do you think? Do you want?
I'm nervous.
You're nervous? Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
I'm always nervous.
How about I lead you in a little bit?
Okay.
And I actually encountered a little bit of lore while I was adventuring in Cyrodiil. And I took some notes and did some research, and I jumped in the deep dive last night. So before we get into the lore story, I wanted to do a little lore tidbit on something I found in Cyrodiil.
Oh.
If you are adventuring in Cyrodiil and you happen into the town of Chorrol, there is a fun little subtle tidbit and an encounter with a character that you can run into that is not only a little bit of lore, but also world connecting two different RPs. This game and Oblivion, if you've played Oblivion, you would know that you got to explore Chorrol in Oblivion. In the town of Chorrol, there is a man who is sweeping his porch, and his name is Domitius Doran. If I butchered the name, I am sorry. You can talk to him. It's kind of funny because he's sweeping his porch, and his house is half falling into the lava-filled crevasses, and
Amazing.
he is determined not to go anywhere. And his thing that he tells you is, I'm staying no matter how bad things get. Mark my words, 500 years from now, there'll still be Dorans in Chorrol. So, me, being curious, I decided to look up. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if maybe 500 years from now, there are still Dorans in Chorrol.
You lore hound.
A little bit, yeah. I was curious. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a very arrogant statement to say, and then not have anything to back it up. So I did some diving. I found the character name. If you played Oblivion, there is a family in Chorrol, across from the Chapel of Stendar, in the middle of the third era, by the names of Gerolin and Aurelia Doran. You can enter their home. They have a basement. Interact with the two NPCs. The information that I gathered on UESP is it looks like there were some bits and pieces that were for a quest that never got completed in the game of Oblivion. There is also a book that you can find in the Elder Scrolls Online in Chorrol called The Chorrol Crier, to which there is a reference made in issue 21 to a prefect Doran, who may either be the spouse or sibling of Domitius. And the book talks about the effects of the soul burst on Chorrol and why it is the way it is. You can find that book on the second floor of the Oak and Crosier in Chorrol. So I found it really interesting because the Doran family actually did still exist in Chorrol 500 years from the soul burst.
They followed it
up. So they followed it up. I was like, leave it to us. They wouldn't leave that string untied. Nope. And they didn't. So I found it really interesting just because you could actually draw the parallel, and then it turned out that the book was actually based on the Doran family, and it just started opening up like this web of story, and I was like, holy crap, like this one interaction with this one character who just had an in-passing comment. There was no further dialogue. It was just press E, interact, that's it. Turned into a little bit of a spider web that this actual guy that I talked to has a bunch of story and lore behind him, and there's a book that he's mentioned in, and go and read the book. It's actually a really good read, talking about why Chorrol has that giant vein of lava running through it. So,
and the crazy thing is, like, you went to the effort to look that up. How many people obviously don't do that? It's so sad on one hand because there's so much that's missed. But on the other hand, for the people that are aware of it or do strive to seek it out, you get these really cool little tidbits like that, which is cool. Yeah.
It's very much like the Throat of the World and the monks at the top there, and they talk about the dragon fires, and they make reference to the soul burst. They're like, yeah, someone tried to become the emperor and it didn't work out too well, and then you get to play through it now in the Elder Scrolls Online in the main story, and you're like, hang on, I remember hearing about that in Skyrim, the game that came out before this.
So cool.
Great. Anyways, that was my little lore tidbit. The floor is yours. Go for it.
Okay. Lore Lesson 5, on the subject of lore seeking. Whispers. Flashes of green and inky black surrounded her. A flash of pages turning in a book, followed by more whispers. Bright sunbeams in her eyes, the damp smell of mushrooms and herbs. A voice, familiar, yet haunting at the same time. A face. But whose was it? burning in her eyes and a sudden thirst for more knowledge. Pain rang through her temples like getting hit in the head. But from the inside, a sudden flash of tentacles and glowing green runes, and the feeling of being pulled through a tunnel quickly and with no control. Then, stillness, silence, darkness, and the feeling of loneliness. The young dark elf sat straight up with a gasp. Her forehead was damp, and her braid clung to her shoulder. The dream was always the same. It was just the flashes that she could remember changing each time. She had no idea of who she used to be, only whom she might become. Light danced across the blue and gold tiles that adorned the walls and ceiling of the inn room. A faint smell of incense and half-burned candles floated under the door. Bookshelves adorned one wall, but there, next to the bed, was a nightstand with one lone book resting on top. Rora could feel the tome sitting on the table next to her buzzing with energy. It was as if it was beckoning her to drag herself out of bed. All right, I'll go," she said, glancing at the afternoon light being cast into her room at the Mourner's Solace Inn. The room itself was outfitted plainly, but then again, she was spending most of her time amongst stacks of books and green skies these days. She got up and got quickly dressed, knowing that she would most likely want to make a trip by the docks before meeting Sadre Vadric. Sadre was an older and at times very stoic Dunmer. Before becoming an arcanist, he had once been a scholar, caught between the draw of history and the draw and appeal of the Dark Brotherhood. Amongst his studies, and searched to know more about the secrets that one might find within Tamriel, he came across his tome, black and faded, with the distinctive mark of a red hand on the front. He had recalled and explained many times to Rora what had happened when he opened the cover. A voice and an inscription simultaneously became one. Your future is still to be determined by the threads of fate. From then on, he was bound to its pages. She, on the other hand, remembered very little before her tome. Flashes of sounds, faces, or places would occasionally come to her when she was sleeping, or heavily concentrating and focusing her magic on one point in time, searching for the secrets of her past. Somehow, though, it always felt like some sort of dark recall that she shouldn't be doing, and most of the time she kept those flashes and secret moments to herself. Once finally dressed, she pulled on her boots and grabbed the loose paper and inkwell from the desk nearby and carefully stored them in her satchels on each hip. Before leaving, she reached down and ran her hand across the front of her tome as she lifted it off the nightstand. It was a dark brown leather and well worn with small accents of blue on the binding and cover. Most of the time, her tome was quiet, but every so often, she would feel its energy binding her to its pages. Usually, it was when something unexpected was about to happen. She secured her tome to the side of her belt, and out the door she went. Built on an island that overlooks the Patamaic Ocean, Necrum was a bustling city. Known also as the City of the Dead, it had remained neutral during the Three Banners War. There was constant movement within the city, due to the Dunmerry tradition of family burial there. The city itself contained urns of all sizes and shapes, filled with deceased family members of the great houses of Morrowind. Candles burned everywhere, and the faint smell of incense and flowers filled the air, no matter where you were within the lofty city wall. Rora made her way down towards the docks, hoping to pick up some wares from a few of the ships or a Siltstrider caravan making its way into the port. She could see a caravan of 3 of the beasts gliding across the water, their outlines dark against the sunbeams. She didn't always have a lot of coin due to how she split her time between Apocrypha and Nirn, but she was hoping to see if anything this morning might grab her attention. She walked down the great set of white stone stairs and towards the docks, listening to the men and Myr who always seemed to be arguing about their ancestors and burial rites. It was a common occurrence, so nothing really seemed out of the ordinary. A new caravan had just arrived as she made it to the bottom of the stairs. She waited for the merchants to unroll their wares and glanced over a few things: cups, plates, books, a few antiquities. Nothing really seemed to catch her eye. She did manage to acquire some ink and a few subtle shades of blue and green, though, rather than just the standard black she kept normally. Looking at the angle of the sun on the great painted ribs of the city, and realizing the time, she started to make her way back towards the inn and city center. Supposedly, the city's foundation was from the remnants of Gulgamorgil, a powerful monster that Vivek had once faced. The large spires definitely resembled ribs, and Rora enjoyed watching the sun dance across the rocky outcroppings. Realizing just how behind she was to meet Sadre, her pace quickened. She would never hear the end of his complaints if she was late. He was now clamoring with those wishing to pay their respects, and making her way through Necrum handicrafts, she emerged into the sunlight at the city center in front of the Final Rest furnishings and the Mourner's Solace Inn. As she tiptoed up the stairs to the large wooden door of the inn and tavern, she gave a small nod to Jinjiel and Sosik, who were rolling dice as usual, attempting to go unnoticed. Jinjiel spoke up as she passed by. "We shall see what the dice say today, Biko Gel." Though she was a Dunmer, the two Argonians knew that she was no threat to them, and her lips curled into a slight smile as she entered through the door. Inside, the atmosphere was dark and moody. From the outside, the inn looked as if it should be small, but once inside, it expanded into a massive hall filled with urns, candles, and gaming tables on the second half story. In the center sat a large U-shaped bar with worn tops. Patrons were scattered all across the room, and most were so deep in drink or mourning that they hardly noticed her presence. Except there were two patrons that she didn't recognize. All around the room, there were tiny arches. Some had private seating, while others housed tables and chairs or urns and candles. Sitting within one of these small private archways was a small Bosmer and her companion. Both were leaned in, their conversation moving up and down in volume. "Okay, but where do we start? Most of the people in this city seem to be focused on their ancestors, or on making coin from people who are here for their ancestors," the small elf said. "I wonder how much the candle shop here makes." "I know. I think the first place we should start, though, is the abandoned bindery. Now, how we get in there, that's the question," smirked the man across from her. Distracted by the exchange, Rora hadn't even noticed Sadre come through the door. "Rora!" he exclaimed. "By the great eye, did you not even see me walk in?" Sadre sat down next to her, his white armor glowing yellow from the candlelight. "Sorry, I'm interested in those two over there," she whispered. "They seem to be looking for something or someone." She began to feel a warmth grow within her hands, and small green runes appeared within her palms as wisps of green danced amongst her fingertips. The allure of the two strangers had her wanting to know more, for some reason. They clearly weren't here for ancestor worship. "Now, Rora, if you just... Shh!" she said as she flipped a small rune into Sadre's chest. "It's not like you can just hide in endless library, Bacon. Look around, there's arcanists all over the place. Somebody has to be willing to help us." Rora giggled at the thought of the man calling a Bosmer Bacon as a nickname. The irony of it made her laugh out loud. The two strangers sat up and ceased conversation at the sound of her giggle. The small wood elf began pushing out her chair. "Great, now you've done it," Sadre said under his breath. She shot him a disapproving glance, and when she turned back, the pair was gone. "May I help you?" said a whisper in her right ear. Rora's first instinct was to shield herself, and small rings of green runes began to float around her. The Bosmer Nightblade uncloaked herself and stuck out a hand. "Nice to meet you, Rora. This is my friend and business partner, Peanut." The man tipped his head to one side, and a smile grew across his face as he placed a hand on his friend's shoulder. "Don't mind the small Bosmer. She has a tendency to go a bit rogue if she's worried about our safety." The young Arcanist's shield sizzled and cracked for a few moments before it disappeared. She stood up. Sorry to eavesdrop, but I couldn't help but be intrigued by your conversation. What brings you to Necrum? You don't seem to be here for the same reasons as others. That seems like an obvious observation, Rora, Sadre said as he took a swig of his drink. The two strangers laughed under their breath. This sort of conversation seems familiar to me, Peanut whispered, leaning sideways into his partner's ear and nudging her in the ribs. Perhaps I'll get along marvelously with that guy, though he seems a tad bit more high-strung than I am. The wood elf gave a bit of an eye roll, and then nodded to her friend. Well, we're here looking for the entrance to the Endless Library. We've had friends who are researching something, and we're keen to see their research and business through. We've inherited some of their work, and have been intrigued by what they were looking for, the Bosmer began. We are Loreseekers of a sort. We look for history and knowledge, artifacts, and, well, even others with like-minded curiosity. And do you plan to bargain with the Great Eye? Sadre chimed in. I don't think we expected anyone to do that, or, but then again, we have no idea where we're going or exactly what the knowledge we seek is, Peanut said. Sadre rolled a small green triangular rune through his fingers as it sizzled and popped. Well, when a mortal bargains with Hermaeus Mora, Mora gives it to them, even if that thing is the mortal's own destruction. Perhaps I'd just have a visit, but not stay too long. People seeking knowledge tend to lose themselves amongst the stacks without a guide. You wouldn't want to lose yourselves. I'm sure there's someone you're important to. You've been warned. You're so friendly, Sadre. Just what everyone looks forward to hearing before their first trip to Apocrypha, Rora said as she crossed her arms. I'm not trying to be dismissive, Rora. I'm simply warning our new friends. They seem to be the type that could be interested in knowledge beyond what they actually seek. You and I both know the price of secrets. No doubt you've both heard of some entering Apocrypha and never returning, he said, as he took the last swig out of his cup. So, how do you do it? How do you manage to leave each time? We've never met anyone with your particular set of skills. I mean, we know you carry tomes, Peanut said, his eyes bright with curiosity. Our tomes all come to us in different ways. Some remember how, others don't. The tomes are touched by the forces of Apocrypha and allow us to make use of forbidden knowledge, Sadre said as he raised an eyebrow. Rora touched the book hanging at her side. Each of our tomes is unique to the mind and individual. I can hear and feel mine. Sometimes the knowledge contained within changes, showing me both things I should and shouldn't know. It helps me manifest my skills and at times even view some of the small threads of fate. Sadre wouldn't understand my book, nor I his. There's a price to be paid when calling upon the unknown. It's a very complex life, and some even go mad by completely surrendering to the forces that are held within. She'd begun to feel her book now vibrate slightly as she was speaking. A sign to her that fate may have chosen this moment for her and the others before her. I can take you to the bindery. Rora! Here I am trying to discourage these fine people from losing themselves amongst the stacks, and you're offering them easy access to our world of inky black seas and knowledge beyond comprehension. The plane meld has opened many portals to oblivion, but this one is not one to be shared far and wide. Sadre cleared his throat in disapproval. Her book began buzzing more and more on her hip, and a warmth was growing inside of her. Sadre, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. I feel as if fate is drawing me to these two. So be it. To the bindery, then. The walk to the old bookbinder's shop was short. The party of 4 made their way quickly through the city and past all of the traders who were selling their wares. There was no rush, but somehow the excitement of sharing something secretive made Rora's heart flutter. The party entered the small hallway filled with stacked crates and cobwebs just off of the trading hub. You could hear the whirring of portals just beyond the doors. Entering the old storefront, volumes of books sat strewn about the floor and the shelves. There were pages everywhere. As the party rounded the corner and stepped down the stairs, books took to the air and pages fluttered about. Before them were 2 massive portals, Books circled the entrances to each, and you could see the green sky beyond in one, and a red sky with hues of pink and orange beyond in the other. Well, here we are, she sighed. The glow of the portals reflected off of her eyes, now brighter than ever before. Where do we go? The two new friends said, almost in unison. Which portal calls to you, Loreseekers? Sadre whispered, crossing his arms and stepping back slightly. Both of them looked at each other, nodded, and stepped towards the green sky. It seems as if you've chosen the path of learning and refuge. Off to Cypher's Midden with you both. Now go. Sadre gestured towards the surface of the portal. It held both of their reflections, but they were now on top of the green sky, whirring book pages, and that they could see behind it. They stepped through and were gone an instant later. Well, now that business is all settled, decide what to do. Sadra, you're really just gonna leave them there? Throw them into a portal and hope they make it to the Midden? Besides, once they get there, they'll never find what they're looking for. The stacks change too often, and they have nothing magical or apocryphal to aid them in their search. As far as I'm concerned, this is the fate that they've chosen. I have no reason to believe that they both wouldn't make it. They may lose some of themselves along the way, but they'll find what they're looking for, I'm sure, he said, turning back towards the door. He heard the distinctive whoosh of the portal behind him being used, and turned back around, shaking his head. Oh, Rora, one day you're going to get me killed. Perhaps I'll lose myself to the great secrets before that day, though. Small triangles imbued with runes started to circle around him, and Sadre took a step towards the portal. Within moments, the bindery was once again empty, the silence only broken by the sounds of pages fluttering and the crackling of the portal to the forbidden knowledge beyond. The end. For now.
Well done.
Oof.
I was laughing through most of that because you wrote Sadre and Rora so well. Like they're mirror images of us. It really is, which I love.
Part. So like we have our mains that are in the story who are like, in Loreseekers and doing whatever. But then we kind of had the Dunmary versions of ourselves as well. But I thought it was fun because I was able to get with you beforehand and say like, okay, I want to use our Arcanist because I think it would be fun. So what's your premise for your Arcanist? Like, what do you think about them? And you gave me some information on like, he's an old scholar, but he's, drawn to the Dark Brotherhood, and this is what his tome looks like. And I tried to take all of that stuff and integrate it into the story. And when I was first starting, I thought, okay, I'm gonna get us like right into Apocrypha right away and all of that. And then when I started writing, I'm like, no, I kind of like the thought of like exploring, what it means to be an Arcanist or how Arcanists come to be. And throwing that in there a little bit, because for everybody it's a different backstory, but the premise is still kind of the same with how the tome works and how the spells work and the skills work and things. So I thought it was kind of fun to do that. I actually had a very hard time stopping writing. I mostly just ran out of time, if I'm being completely honest, because the past couple days have been a bit hectic for me. If I could have written 2 more pages for this one, I probably would have continued on. So I actually made myself notes for the next lore lesson.
I like it.
At the bottom, because I have an idea of where that's going, I hope. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I liked that I got to play with the 2 characters, and I like that like your Arcanist, when you described him, I kind of thought to myself, well, he's probably a bit of a pompous ass at times. Like that just sounds like he could be
more so than the typical Dunmer.
Yeah, it sounds like he could be, a bit of a pain in the butt. And then I liked the thought process of like the Arcanist that I made being like young and a wee bit impressionable, but also not really remembering how she became an Arcanist. Like she's pushing herself to want to find out when it happened, or pushing herself to want to find this knowledge. And I thought it was an interesting parallel. Like, they haven't really talked about this because they kind of leave it open for you to RP your own story. But I liked the thought of like her tome also being something that physically changes for her. So
Yeah.
it doesn't just speak to her, but she physically feels a change. Like when there's something that is drawing her with apocryphal energy, or there's something that is tied to a thread of fate, that her tome literally vibrates to pull her
Yeah.
in that direction. And I thought that was a really interesting concept that I wanted to use, because I feel like our characters are much more like, oh well, okay, and they'll just do something. And
Whatever's
then
next.
I liked the thought of her being like a little bit like uncertain, and then her tome is
Yeah.
what says like, no, this is what you're doing right now. So I wanted those different parallels between all the characters as we drive forward with some of it. And it was a fun way to kind of give a description of Necrom as well.
Mhm.
Whether you've been in the city and played the chapter, or whether you haven't played the chapter yet, I just thought it was kind of fun to also delve a little bit into some of the sights and sounds and things that are the background of the city. Because to be quite honest, we don't have a lot of information on that. I mean, we do, but we don't. Um, so there was a lot of research that went into this one, and kind of like clicking around and how does that relate to this? What's the timeline for this? What
Yeah.
is, what's significant about this particular place? Is there a significance about this particular place? Cypher's Midden, which is where we were just going at the end of that, is an interesting place to me. I would like to quest more so that I can get to that point in the actual quest line, because everything I'm doing is a tad blind right now. But yeah, I think the premise of mortals who have been called to basically be like glorified librarians is a pretty fun concept. So we'll see what happens. But if you're interested, there's lots of lore. Maybe we can add some of the links for some of the lore stuff into some of the show notes. We'll see. I did not, Aramithius. I said, please tell me you went into the 36th lesson for those bits about Gogomor Jill. I did not, because I knew once I went down that rabbit hole, I would not have finished this lesson. I know. I'm sorry you're disappointed. I promise you, cross my heart, that I will indeed look into the 36 lessons for that specifically. I just basically uh, wanted to inquire to make sure that I didn't screw up the lore that related to the city, as well as to the statue found in the city of Vivek. So I was like, I can't just leave this general. This is a very specific thing. So that's why I did that. But yeah, I will definitely do that. And, I know you've done some lore taverns on that as well. So you can always send me those links that way too. I'd love to listen to that stuff.
Listen
So
to
there
those
you go.
episodes.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hmm.
That's
Well
it.
done. I'm
Thanks.
glad you have a bunch of information now, or a bunch of like stuff to work on for the next episode, because I know like every episode's kind of been like, okay, what are we writing about this week? But now it seems like you've gotten the ball has now started to roll, and you're like, ooh, I like where this is going. So
I mean, see, it's still based upon kind of what the announcements are and what things are coming out. But I do have a
yeah,
bit of an idea, at least with this particular piece now at this point, where at least the next one is going to go. Because
yeah,
it
and then
ideally
after
would have been
that,
attached to this one.
seeing how far you are into the story.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
That is no, that's fantastic. Well done. Um, we are at that point in
Wow.
our show. I know that's it. We're here.
Holy moly.
Wow, what a show! Lots of information, an amazing lore story. Um,
Oh. Thunder. I don't know if you can hear that in the back, but I'm not sure the
ooh.
divines are happy with me.
Okay, well, let's. I guess we'll wrap this up before we lose you here.
I hope not.
Um, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this week, this month, this episode. We are so glad you are here. For those of you guys that are listening at home or in the car on your podcasting apps, you can join us live, and you can find out when we go live by following us on Twitter at Loreseekers ESO. You can also send us an email. Did you know that? Did you send us an email?
Yeah,
loreseekercast@gmail.com. I don't think that's right. Is that right?
that's right. I double checked it even.
Okay. loreseekercast@gmail.com is where you can fire us an email. Let us know what you think. Give us some suggestions. Tell us you hate our episodes. Tell us you love our episodes. Whatever you want. We would love to hear it. Twitch.tv/Loreseekers ESO is where we are live right now. At some point in the future, we will get a YouTube. We're working on it. It'll be a thing. But if you'd like to find out where else Loreseekers is, head on over to our website, loreseekers.club. It has been updated and has links to every facet of where we are. We have Starfield. I believe there's even some links to some other RPs in there, as well as our Discord. And you can join us there you can join us in Discord if you would like at discord.gg/Loreseekers ESO. Bacon, where can we find you?
You can find me. I do have a Twitch channel. I just don't use it as often because of the other places that I'm streaming typically. But you can find me on twitch.tv/GoneCrazyBackSoon. That will be, I'm going to start talking about it because that will be probably where I will do extra life stuff more towards the end of the year, now that we're in the middle of the year. You can also find me on Twitter @KatieStuntShow. It does have Gone Crazy Back Soon in like parentheses next to it so that you know it's me, just because that handle I've had for a long time, so I don't want to change it at this point. And you can also find me in Discord now as Gone Crazy Back Soon with no crazy numbers or anything because Discord parameters changed.
Ooh.
Yeah. Beyond that, when
That's
I'm not here in the tavern with you, you can find me on the Snug Podcast or over on the PlayStation side of Loreseekers as well as the PC side of Loreseekers.
awesome. You can find myself on Twitch at twitch.tv/ToastedPeanut. You can find me on Twitter @ToastedPeanut. And I'm in Discord, and the handle is Toasted Peanut. So, again, for all of you that are for all of you that are listening through your podcasting app, on Apple Podcasts, every 5-star review that is left on the Apple Podcasts there, we will read them aloud live on the Twitch stream and in the episode for you to hear and listen to. So head on over there, leave us a review, 1-star, 2-star, 5-star. 5 stars we'll talk about. Everything else we'll just throw in the garbage.
Will
No, I'm just
not?
kidding. We won't do that.
Will not.
Has to be 5. Has to be 5.
Any review is a review. That is
Any reviews of you?
It's worth listening to. Maybe there's something we suck at.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Feedback is always noted, and it does help our podcast become more noticed on the listings. So please leave us a review. Tell us how we did on any of the podcasting apps that you're using, and we are excited to see you next time. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. You are all a fantastic group of people, and we will see you all on the other side of the portal. Dilly dilly.
Dilly freaking dilly.
Bye, fam.